Hello, Coal Mill Road Church of Christ family. It's Ben coming to you on a Thursday afternoon in an empty worship center. Excited to tell you about a season of worship we'll be entering into as a church in a few weeks. I'm talking about the season of Advent. And because I know Advent's sort of new for us as a church, I wanted to spend a little bit of time telling you about what it is and what to expect in those Sundays. Advent is a word. I know the first time I heard it, I thought it sounded really mysterious, but I came to learn it's just the normal Latin word for arrival or for coming. And the Christian calendar, which has developed over the centuries as the church has found ways to worship God, it's the 4 Sundays leading up to Christmas Day, which this year happens to be on a Sunday, and so the first Sunday of Advent will be November 27th. And it is about arrival. It's about the arrival of Christ. And in many ways, it's a season of anticipation of Christ's arrival. We think about that in a few different ways. We think about Jesus' birth in Bethlehem as the arrival of Christ into the world and getting ready and getting prepared. Just like a family that's getting ready to receive a child, there's work to do in anticipation and in hope and making room for this new child to come into the world. And so that's part of what we anticipate in Advent. We also think about Christ's second coming, that we know that first arrival in Bethlehem was the first fruits of God's resurrection and the hope we have ultimately of Christ returning to earth and setting everything to right according to the power of God. And it also gives us a space to think about all of the ways, big ways and small ways, that Christ continues to come into our lives and how we're making room for Christ's arrival. So next week, I'm going to do another one of these videos, tell you a little bit more about what to expect in terms of what we'll be doing in worship on those Sundays. Then in 2 weeks, a little bit more about what we're inviting you to do at home, not thinking about just as a season of what we're doing as a church on Sunday, but what we're doing together as a community throughout the week. Our hope for this season, which can be a pretty frantic season most of the time, that's often dominated by concerns of family and some of the expectations of consumer capitalism that surround us, that can leave us feeling pretty scattered and bounced around. What we hope is that we can find a way as a church to really center our focus and our activities on our identity in Christ and the good news of Christ's arrival in the world. So I hope you will make plans to join us through this season of Advent as we make room for Christ to come in big ways and in small ways.